So we've got a couple of things in the pipeline as a company. We've got a new indexer coming. We've had a lot of requests for indexing data from prediction markets, actually. So we're looking at doing a polymarket indexer first, which will allow anyone to query data from polymarket in a unified API. So that'll be quite exciting when that comes in the next kind of 2 to 3 months. Then we've got our own internal indexer where we're indexing any EVM chain and giving an API, a unified API across every chain. So you can do kind of very kind of granular data analytics on activities on a chain by chain basis. So that'll be quite exciting as well. And then we're looking to kind of expand to more regions with our infrastructure. So we've been thinking about kind of Oceania or South American regions where we're not currently hosted. So that's probably something later on, maybe Q3, Q4, we're going to explore that opportunity. And then we're also doing a lot more with THORChain at the minute. We've got a couple of PRs actually in, which are going in for 3.17, and we're kind of taking over more RPC public infrastructure there for them. So I can kind of touch on those in a bit if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, so we've got a couple, like I said, in. So one's going back to the kind of the points Kenton made earlier around external external RPC infrastructure around THORChain. So for Solana, they had to vote on Mamias to see which node operator we're using as a kind of provider for Solana. So I wanted to kind of streamline that process for any future chains going forward. So there's actually, I've made a new endpoint on top of Bifrost, which will show what provider each operator is connected to, so there's no longer need to do those voting on chain. So that kind of increases transparency around there. We've also got Ash, who does our research based. He's just finishing off batch BTC outbounds, and that's going to be quite a big kind of saving on terms of fees. I think he ran some analysis on that between November 24 to November 25, and it would have saved the network around about $450,000 just the BTC fees doing batched outbounds. So I believe that's going in 3.17 as well. And then I've got a couple of kind of small quality of life improvements for node operators. So it's again kind of going back to this approach of using external providers. So I'm adding a new load balancer inside of Bifrost to do kind of more advanced failover. So you can have multiple kind of providers in your configuration as your node operator, and then it will fall back to the most performant one. So if any of the providers go down, it will automatically route to a different provider. So it kind of takes the stress away from the node operator having to manually juggle external endpoints around. So that'll be quite exciting as well. And there's a couple of other small quality of life improvements going. Yeah.
I have a question about batch. So the batch transactions, the batch outbounds. That's like taking. Is it like collecting multiple UTXOs, putting them all in one transaction?
Correct. So currently you've got one outbound goes to one swap, effectively, or one cross-chain swap. So it batched. I can't remember the exact number that he was batching together. I think it was around about 4 to 8. So it will batch multiple transactions into one single outbound. So you've then kind of collecting, you're kind of squashing those fees down into a single transaction from 8 plus transactions.
Is why 4 to 8? Is there like a limit?
I can't remember the actual reasoning behind that. I'll have to speak to Ash afterwards, but I'm sure he'll give a lot of information on that.
I'm assuming or guessing something to do with time.
I think it was to do with the memo sizes, in that you couldn't get fit past that in the memo sizes. But
okay, gotcha. So when you said the network would have saved 450 grand, is that so if where would that 450 grand go if we saved it? Is that like extra yield to nodes and pools then?
Yeah, it'd be yield, or it would be passed back to the people actually doing swaps across the network.
The actual user would save a little bit extra.
Yeah.
Got it. Well, I missed that pop-up. What was that?
Oh, that was me. That was someone just saying, man, you guys are actively doing THORChain. You're developing on THORChain. They said, that's epic. So that's awesome. Like, it is epic. I mean, this is This is what I always wanted, right? Like to have a bunch of different groups all collaborating on THORChain to make it better, and you're incentivized to make it better, right? I mean, if the node operator's job is easier, your job's easier as well. But we also can then make the lives of other node operators better, because even though they're technically competition, we want them to be stable, because without them, we're not decentralized. It's very interesting. It's a very interesting thing we have here. I love thinking about it. So hats off to you.